Michigan as presented by the state's leading authority on events, the Michigan Festival and Events Association. A full listing of events is available on MichiganFun.com. Michigan Fun is a production of My Michigan TV powered by Michigan Digital. Now, here's your host, President of the Michigan Festival and Events Association, Mike Szukhent.
Welcome to Michigan Fun, where we check out the state's top festivals and events. I'm Mike Szukhent. Spring is here, and today we're going to check out some of Michigan's great springtime traditions. Coming up on today's show, we'll talk Tulip Time Festival in Holland, Michigan, and we'll also be talking about the Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival. But first, let's check in with the National Morel Mushroom Festival. Welcome to the show, Scott. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having us on, Mike.
I'm happy that you were able to make it today. So, the Mushroom Festival is celebrating which anniversary?
It's the 63rd annual Mushroom Festival. We've been doing this for quite a while. Older than you and me, I think.
Well, close. Older than you, maybe.
Just barely. Just
barely. So what are the dates of this year's festival?
Well, the National Mushroom Festival, the 63rd annual, starts on May 18th. It's a 4-day festival, action-packed with all kinds of fun activities for the entire family. And, you know, we're excited here in Northern Michigan for a chance to kind of shake off the cabin fever and get out into the woods and explore for that elusive morel. There's lots of opportunities to taste morels if you're not so lucky to find it.
So this is a 4-day festival. What all is going on these 4 days? Starting with Thursday. Starting with Thursday.
Yeah, well, it starts with Thursday on the 18th with the Schmitz Carnival is here. They come every year for, I don't know, as long as I can remember. And I've been involved with the Mushroom Festival for 22 years. So they show up. Now, they don't open on Thursday until 3 o'clock just to keep the kids honest from wanting to play hooky. So they get out of school and can come on down and start with the carnival rides, old traditional stuff. And then it goes on. There's a special event that the chamber puts on underneath the tent. And then Friday, things really start kicking into gear. The arts and crafts show opens up. There'll be 60, 70, 80 different arts and crafts vendors that set up that show all kinds of wonderful handmade. It's a juried arts and crafts show. So we don't take just anything. It's got to be good quality stuff. So the arts and crafts goes on, and then at 3:30 to 4:30, there's a morel seminar from our resident expert, Tony Williams. He comes and tells you how to hunt for morels and gives you some good stories. The chamber does this delicious wine and dine on Friday night at the beach house, Boyne Mountain property, where you can get in, you get gourmet morel appetizers paired with wines. It's a delicious way to get your taste on and celebrate the elusive morel. Then Saturday is the National Morel Hunt, which you can have an opportunity to get in this. This is put on by our local Kiwanis Club. You get on some school buses. We take you out to a disclosed or undisclosed location. We don't want anybody sneaking out there ahead and scouting them out. And you've got 90 minutes to find as many morels as you can. You come back with your loot. We give it back to you after we count them up. And you get bragging rights and some cash and a trophy if you're one of the lucky hunters. But when you get back from there, and Mike, you're going to be there for this, our premier event is the Taste of Morels. Well, we'll have 10, 15 different restaurants all doing delicious morel appetizers. You get, it's $10 to get in the door. You buy a string of tickets. You go and sample all these different morel dishes. We have a distinguished panel of judges, you being one of them, I understand. You get a full morel appetizer sample paired with wines. And a really succinct measuring tape to judge these delicious appetizers for bragging rights there. And the chefs pull out all the stops and do these gourmet meals because they want to go home with the bragging rights and the trophy. Then let's see there, you've got the Taste of Morels. And underneath the big festival tent is an amazing band. that's put on by Ace Hardware, Boyne City Hardware, and Boyne Mountain. It's the family tradition band, and they are nationally renowned as one of the best country bands in the country. Oh, that sounds kind of redundant, doesn't it? Country band in the country. There's all kinds of other wonderful opportunities to participate in this celebration here in Boyne City, and we really hope that folks have a plan to cut out a little time to come and shake off the winter blues and celebrate spring in northern Michigan.
Well, Scott, I am looking forward to being there for the judging. Do I need to bring my own bib, or are you guys providing bibs?
I would bring a big bib and a doggy bag.
And a doggy bag.
Because come with your appetite. I'll guarantee you that, because you're gonna don't eat that morning.
Skip breakfast. That's the key. Skip breakfast.
We're really excited, Mike, to be celebrating the National Morel Mushroom Festival. It's been a rough couple years for everybody, and it's a great opportunity to get out and celebrate all that northern Michigan, well, the whole great state of Michigan in springtime. Is just a renewal of energy and enthusiasm, natural beauty. We've got 64 square miles just east of us that you can go traipse around in the woods and look at the trillium and find morels and just get out there in the spring. Oh, that's a good picture right there. I know right where that spot is, but I'm not telling you where my hunting spots are.
I wouldn't. Those are best kept secrets. Kind of like where's the best place to catch salmon, and where's the best place to find your 30-point buck. Scott, I'm looking forward to it.
I'll take you out and show you some of my favorite spots, but I'll blindfold you first.
Oh, there you go. I'm looking forward to being there. I've been to the festival before. It's great time. You're right there on the shores of Lake Charlevoix. The bazaar, the craft bazaar is set up there in the park. The town look at that town, and the town just opens up their doors and say, "Come on in and visit." You're one of the key places in the state of Michigan. Of course, they all are, but that welcomes the guests to come in and visit and share what you guys have up there in Boyne City. And I thank you for being here on the show with me. I do absolutely love family tradition. I think you and I both saw them the first time at our convention at Boyne Mountain 2 years ago, and they just plain rocked the place.
Hey, Mike, one thing I forgot to tell you is the Great Morale Giveaway. So if you come into town, stop in all the local businesses in Boyne City, because at each one of them, you'll get a chance. At 4 o'clock, we go around town on Saturday afternoon. You go business to business to win a possible chance of winning a pound of morels. So technically, you could win 20, 30 pounds of morels if you want them all.
That's fantastic. So, Scott, would you like to give a shout out to your sponsors?
You know, there's a whole plethora of them, and I don't know if we've got time, because it really does take a huge community to pull this event on, and I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm going to skip them all, because if I leave one out, I'll be in trouble. But you can go to our website. You can go to our website at bcmorelfest.com. They're all listed there prominently and boldly, and we're also on Facebook at Boyne City Morel Mushroom Festival, National Morel Mushroom Festival on Facebook. So you can check them all out there.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Scott. It's been great hearing from you and about the festival. Thanks for being on our show today.
Well, thanks for having us.
Coming up next on Michigan Fun, it's tulip time in Holland. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Want to have fun on the water? Make friends from around the world, all while making great money? You can by joining the Mackinac Island Ferry Company team. Also, take advantage of the $250 referral program by inviting your friends to come work with you. Have a great time. Get free rides to Mackinac Island, VIP tickets for your family, and more. Scan the QR code or visit MackinacFerry.com to apply. We have many different jobs for people 14 and over. Learn more at MackinacFerry.com. We look forward to seeing you.
What makes a destination special? Experience wide open spaces, peaceful lakes, winding trails, sweeping vistas, and flowing rivers. All natural, all good, all fun. Your all outdoors adventure awaits at GaylordMichigan.net.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at top events happening across the state of Michigan. Our next guest comes from Tulip Time Festival in Holland. Welcome to the show, Gwen.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
Glad to have you. Tulip Time. I mean, I'm not sure there is any festival that screams spring than Tulip Time in Holland, Michigan.
Well, I would agree. And we're waiting for these flowers to bloom, and it's going to be such a great week. We have so many awesome things planned for families, for seniors, you name it, it's covered one way or another.
I was doing some prep work before the earlier this week, trying to get as much data as I could. And when I went to your website to print out everything that's going on, I decided that 19 pages was way too much to print.
Yes, we have lots of activities and things happening every day of the week. That's why it's 19 pages long.
It's marvelous. So starts on May 6th through the
May
14th?
6th. Yep, May 6th is our opening day on Saturday. We start with a 5 and 10K run. Our immersion garden is open. All the attractions such as Dutch Village, Windmill Island are all open. And we have a fabulous concert that first Saturday night as well. Elton Ron, he's an Elton John tribute band, and he's fabulous. These musicians really are up to the task of, being pretty close to Elton John, I think. But that's a really fun show that opening weekend, and it'll be really well attended. We sold it out last year, so get your tickets now.
All right. So you've got a run, you got a concert. What other things are there for guests to? I mean, you're running for what is that, 2 weeks?
But 9 to 10 days. So we also have that first weekend in Artisan Market, which is on the north side of town at the fairgrounds. Our Tulip Immersion Garden is going to also open that Saturday, May 6th, and run through Sunday, May 14th. The immersion garden is designed by a gentleman named Ibo Gulson. He is a horticulturist from the Netherlands. He has an idea to raise the tulips up off the ground 3 feet or so that you can get pictures with them directly behind your head instead of having to climb on the ground and have your pictures taken that way. You can learn about the history of the tulip, how it actually was started in or found in Turkey. Most people didn't know that. They think of it coming from the Netherlands, but it was found in Turkey by a Dutch botanist as a wildflower, and he brought it back to the Netherlands and figured out how to propagate it to be the large cash crop that it is today in the Netherlands. And then the story also tells you how it ended up here in Holland, Michigan. The installation's a little bit like a maze. You walk through it, so it's immersive. And tulips, again, are behind your head or in a variety of different installations. And also you can learn about the history of Delft, which is the Dutch pottery that's white painted blue. A lot of people love to collect the Delft as well. And we'll have a shop on site where you can get a little Delft if you're interested. And also on that site is our quilt show. We have 100 quilts every year that are fabulously all handmade. And there's a display of these beautiful quilts hanging at the church where the immersion garden is. And all that's on Ottawa Beach Road, so you can hit 3 places at once that first weekend.
That's awesome. I have a friend of mine that went to school in Holland, and he talks about his fondest memories were the marching band in the parade uh, for uh, for the Tulip Festival. You've got quite a parade going on there, correct?
We do. We have two parades, one on Thursday, May 11, and that's what we call our Kinder Parade. We'll have bands and floats, and all the school children dress in Dutch costume and walk the parade route. And on Saturday, May 13, is our Volks Parade. It's called our People's Parade. And that parade will have many more bands, floats, and walking groups. And that's a 2.5 mile long route. So it's really well attended, and it's a lot of fun to go to that parade. And this year also, who will be in the Saturday parade is the bicycle show band Crescendo. So just imagine 50 people. They are coming here from the Netherlands. They will dress in Dutch costume, wooden shoes, ride their bikes, and play instruments all at the same time in formation, just like a marching band would. And there will be 6 performances starting on Friday, May 12th through Sunday, May 14th at the Ray and Sue Smith Stadium here in Holland. And they're free to attend. And it's going to be quite a treat to see this band. They have received awards all around the world. They performed in Japan 6 times. And this is the first time that they will be in the United States. And they've been around for 100 years. And we're really thrilled to have them join our festival.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. You mentioned something there, though, that tickled my fancy, and that was the wooden shoes. Everybody always thinks of wooden shoes when you think of the Tulip Festival in Holland, windmills. I've never had on a pair of wooden shoes, and I'm not sure with my grace level that I would be able to stay standing, or if I would be one of the people everybody gets to poke fun at.
You could stay standing. So a little tip is you need to wear 4 to 6 pairs of socks. And then you put your feet in the wooden shoes. You would wear 4. I usually wear 6. But you put your feet in these shoes and they walk just like clogs. I mean, once you get used to it, it takes a little bit, but you wouldn't fall. You'd be just fine.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Well, did you let me see, was there anything else that we wanted to touch on that at this particular time?
We've got there's going to really be some beautiful tulips this year and lots of great places. Window in the Waterfront is a beautiful park, and there's a lovely outdoor playground for children. So it's a great place to go with your family, and you're looking to get the kids busy and run off some of their energy. That's a really beautiful place. Centennial Park will have lots of tulips, as well as the attractions that I mentioned earlier, Windmill Island, Dutch Village, Veldheer's Tulip Farms. So you can find tulips all around the town. There's about 4.5 million planted. Most of them all came from the Netherlands and get planted every year. So it's just a beautiful spectacle to see them all blooming at the same time. And they're really, the beauty is just outstanding.
Gwen, would you like to give a shout out to some of your sponsors? Without the sponsors, none of our festivals and events would go on because we depend on their generosity.
Oh, we do. We have 95 sponsors, so it's really hard for me to remember all of them, and you don't want to listen to all 95 of me sharing those with you. So I just want to do a shout out to all of our sponsors at all levels. We could not do this without you, and we also could not do this without 1,000 volunteer spots that we fill. Many people fill more than one volunteer spot, so we end up with around 800 volunteers. Excuse me, but again, it's a busy week.
It is. So how would our viewers find more information about your event?
Go to tuliptime.com. You'll see the schedule of events for the week.
That's awesome. It's been great hearing about your festival. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Coming up next on Michigan Fun, the Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
fresh voice can speak to you.
And open your ears and your mind
to new views and new perspectives. The call of the wild.
A crescendo of culture. Listen as a chorus of fresh voices moves you.
Taking you to greater heights.
Add your voice to the mix.
And let Fresh answer back with perfect harmony in pure Michigan.
Looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Love Lansing like a local. And we promise, you'll love Lansing just as much as we do.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top events happening across the state of Michigan. Our next guest comes from the Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival. Welcome to the show, Dawn.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I'm glad you're here. Looks like you got some maple syrup already to dish out.
I just so happen to have a little bit right here for everyone to take a peek at. We even have maple sugar. So if you've ever had brown sugar, this is the same thing, but it's maple sugar, and it makes a great rub for a pork tenderloin.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking. I'm a big fan of maple syrup. Matter of fact, I make blueberry pancakes for my grandkids. Every time they come over, Papa's got to make blueberry pancakes, and it's got to have maple syrup on it.
Real maple syrup. Yeah. Yeah.
So how long has this event been going on in Shepherd?
So the festival started in 1958, which would technically make this year's the 65th, but because of the pandemic, we were shut down for 1 year. So this is the 64th annual Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival.
All right. And it starts on April 27th, correct?
Correct. It's a 4-day event. The events kick off Thursday with pony rides, the Midway Carnival, and helicopter rides.
Who's your Midway this year?
Oh, Big Rock Amusement.
Oh, good organization. Did I also see helicopter rides?
Yes. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be helicopter rides, pony rides, Midway Carnival. Many of the events take place for at least 3 days, just the 3 on Thursday. But as the weekend progresses, there's more and more events to take part in.
Would you like to, let me see, we have.
Yeah, I can go through them.
Pancake and sausage meals.
That's a popular one. The world famous Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival pancake and sausage meals. One thing I learned last year is that to put on the production of the Maple Syrup Festival pancake and sausage meals, it takes 500 volunteers. And preparing the sausage, it's a special sausage just for the festival, to making the pancakes, to dumping the trash, to doing dishes, to filling plates. So it takes quite a bit of manpower to put that on, but it's quite popular. Adult meals are $10, and it's all you can eat. So if you can handle more pancakes and sausage, more power to you, go get some. Kids are $5, and children 4 and under are free.
That's amazing that you have, in today's environment, since the pandemic, we seem to have a shortage of volunteers, and to have that many volunteers coming for that festival, obviously they believe in the Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival, in addition to believing in the maple syrup.
Yeah, so the entire festival, along with the Shepherd Sugar Bush Corporation, everything is run by volunteers. So the festival itself, it takes approximately 800 volunteers to make everything run smoothly. And then the Shepherd Sugar Bush Corporation, again, is all by volunteers. And just last week, the buckets all came off the trees. They stopped collecting because the evening temperatures are warming. But from February until March, usually you'll see the sap wagon running the streets of Shepherd. And if they go by your house, you can run out and grab buckets and start collecting. So you'll see little ones and all the way up to elders out there helping with that, and families. So it's all put on by volunteers.
Is there a presentation as far as how to make maple syrup and how much syrup, how much sap from the trees does it take to make a pint of pure maple syrup?
Yes. So this year, it depends on the weather every year. This year, there were just over 90,000 gallons of sap collected, and you were able to make, or they were able to make nearly 1,800 gallons of maple syrup this year. So typically, it's 40 gallons of sap will make 1 gallon of syrup, depending on the sugar content. But if you do the math from what was collected this year, it's closer to 50 gallons of sap it took to make 1 gallon of syrup. So if people wanted to learn about the process of it during the festival, they would come to the Shepherd Sugar Bush, which is located at the north end of town. It's on our website. There's maps. If you have one of the rack cards, there's maps of that, but they will give some tours and show you the process of tapping the trees and collecting the sap and running it through their reverse osmosis system and turning it into syrup and candy and to maple sugar, all sorts of yummy stuff. So, and that's going to be open Friday. The Sugar Bush Open House is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Bring your shopping cart.
Yes, yeah. Boy, I think I think there's someone even has maple syrup candy available. But so along with that, there are all of the events that take place during the festival encompass our entire village. So on Saturday, the north end of Shepherd, the community park, is the horse pulls. They have a live auction and then they do horse pulls, and people from Michigan and other surrounding states come for this competition. And then all the way to the south end of Shepherd is the Midway Carnival and the Arts and Crafts Show. What else? There's a festival of quilts this year, and anyone can apply to it. It's a non-competitive event. The 5K is down at the south end. The pancake eating contest, that is on Sunday. So all of these events, it's quite a list of them. I believe we have 23 events this year taking place over the 4-day weekend. You can find information on our website on all of these, the times, the locations. If you have questions, there's contact information. The center of town, there is bingo, Lions Club bingo. The car show, the classic car and truck show, runs about 3 blocks down the center of Main Street, which is Wright Avenue. That takes place on Saturday. That's also where the pony rides are. There are 2 tractor pulls down the center of town, which is on the east side down at Salt River Park. There's the farm tractor pull, and there's also a garden tractor pull that takes place.
You guys got a full agenda there. You even got the Petoskey Steel Drum Band. I saw the tractor pulls. I mean, that's just
Petoskey Steel Drum Band. Yeah, they are in the parade, and then they come and perform for an hour prior to the parade on Main Street.
Dawn, would you like to give any shout outs to your sponsors, or probably way too many to mention?
There are. You can find all of our sponsors on our website. Again, we mostly like to thank the countless number of volunteers, and this includes the folks at Shepherd Public Schools that are gracious enough to let us use their buildings for these events. The Village of Shepherd, who keeps close eye on things and prepares our town for all the traffic that's going to be coming into town. along with the cleanup afterwards. There's quite a bit of cleanup. With each event itself will have their own sponsors.
So for our viewers to find out more information, what was the website?
The website is shepherdmaplesyrupfest.org. We're also on Facebook under Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival. And the Facebook page will take you to our website page that you see there. And we're on right now, Mike is looking at the schedule of events, the lineup. So you can click on each of those events to find out more information about what will be taking place. One thing to keep in mind, the village of Shepherd is a small little village. So we have upwards of 10,000 people that come into town. So parking sometimes can be difficult. So every street will be lined with festival goers. But there are several large parking spaces that folks can take advantage of. At the north end of town is the Shepherd Community Park. There's large parking space. Then the Star of the West elevator, which is located on the west side of Shepherd, just past the tracks. They have a massive area where they usually use for drying corn, but they're gracious enough to let the festival goers use that for parking. So if you get on the website, you will find the map and you can find all those extra parking spaces.
Dawn, it's been great hearing about your festival. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us, and we look forward to having everyone come to town in a few weeks.
Well, that wraps up this week's show. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. To find out more information on all of these events and everything that's happening in the state of Michigan, go to michiganfun.com. I would also like to thank our producer and the entire staff at My Michigan TV. To browse our full library of live and on-demand videos, go to mymitv.com. That's mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Until then, get out there and have some fun.